Hello, and welcome to Frederick's Garage, your favorite location for the eradication of oxidation on your restoration or your transportation. Doing a little thing called Tool Story today, we're going to cover my BFH, my big hammer. Stay tuned. The thing about old cars is lots of tools are required. So while people have stories about the cars and the people and the music and the events in their lives, there are a lot of tools and parts that go into keeping these things alive and bringing them back from the dead. And just like the cars themselves, a lot of these tools have stories. I'd like to tell the story of my BFH. Let's have a seat and get started. So the BFH, my big hammer, was given to me by my father. Now the real story is how my father acquired it. I was fortunate to have a father who was skilled at fixing things and was engaged in spending time with me and helping me get educated in how things worked, how to fix things, and how to be curious enough to accomplish both. He had a desk job, though he liked to tinker and had a nice workshop. In any case, one time back in the early 80s, he was driving home from his desk job in an old Volkswagen that he and I had cobbled together from a wreck, a salvaged wreck. And he, of course, was driving such a vehicle during the fuel crisis. Gas was hard to get, gas lines suddenly expensive. You know the story. So Volkswagen Beetles were all the rage. This one in particular was an automatic or a semi-automatic, sort of a manual shifted thing with an automatic clutch and a torque converter so you could stop at lights, so there's no clutch pedal, and the car would sense when your hand was on the shifter and you'd manually move it up in the gears. But the trade-off was it was incredibly slow. So coming home from work one day, my father is following a tradesman's truck, and the back door on the tradesman's truck was open, and this hammer fell out. So my father, being a good Samaritan, I suppose, he pulled over, picked up the hammer, and got in the Volkswagen and thrashed it for everything it was worth to catch up to the tradesman's vehicle. Of course, this is a 4-lane road, not a highway, but a 4-lane urban throughway, if you will, and stoplights and heavy traffic, especially rush hour coming home from work. In any case, he really thrashed the Beetle and almost caught up to the tradesman's van at the first stoplight. And of course, the tradesman managed to keep going and get away from him. So my father tried even harder, getting up to another light and almost catching the fellow. Finally, he got his break, pulled around a few cars, and managed to get up alongside the tradesman driving the van. So my father, frantically, according to his story, started beeping the horn to get the other driver's attention and started waving the hammer at the guy. Of course, the tradesman thought my father was some sort of maniac full of road rage, and he pulled away, rapidly leaving my father in the dust and his former hammer. So if you're a tradesman from southeastern Pennsylvania and you lost said hammer in 1981 or 1982, you know where to find it. Cheers.